Hola everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my video presentation for ELC 590. In today's video, I would like to share with you about speech. A speech with biological pattern. I want to share with you about the story about John Stuart Mill. First of all, John Stuart Mill was born on 20 May 1806 in Pentonville, London. He was the firstborn son of James Mill and Harris Burrow, who got married in 1805. His father was born in Scotland but had to move to London to advance his career in economy as well as in philosophy. John's father and his close friend Jeremy Bentham played a pivotal role in equipping him with the knowledge that he would require to lead a successful life. John began his education at a rather early age. He started learning Greek at the age of 3. When he was 8 years of age, he began his lesson in Greek. His father acted as his main teacher as well as his mentor. At an early age, he had studied the works of prominent writers such as Thomas Hobbes, Adam Smith, Plato, and Smith. He also studied the works of Jeremy Bentham and David Ricardo. By the time he was 12 years old, he had already finished reading the works of the writers. The books of Jeremy Bentham were his favorite. According to Sitheropolis in 1823, when he was 15 years old, he stopped pursuing his studies in law. 460. He got a job in the British India Company as a clerk. At the age of 17, John Stuart Mill became a utilitarian. His passion for utilitarianism moved him to form a group, which is discussion group, which he later named as the Utilitarian Society. Greek 110. It is important to mention that he suffered a nervous breakdown at his early 20s, which helped to broaden his understanding of life in a broad sense. However, this did not make him leave his job as a clerk. While working for the British India Company, he rose to the top position of the examiner's office by 1858. His experience in the company helped him sharpen his writing skill. Most of his books influenced the British society, especially in politics. In 1843, he wrote a system of logic. In this book, he highlighted the scientific methods essential in enhancing the well-being of the society. 5 years later, he published his second book, Principles of Political Economy. His second book was a philosophical work that earned him the popularity as a writer since it had a great impact on the English radio tongue. Additionally, in 1859, he wrote two books, namely Utilitarianism and Consideration on Representative Government. In most of his books, John Stuart Mill sought to persuade people on the necessity of embracing a scientific approach, which will help them understand the economic, social, the political change in the British public. E. Cullen and Herbert 170. In his writing career, he also wrote articles that were published in the Westminster Review. His father and Jeremy Bentham, which inspired him greatly, founded this journal. His works also feature in other journals and newspapers, such as the Morning Chronicle and the Parliamentary History Review. In the company of his friend William Molesworth, he found the Radical Journal. It did not take long before purchasing the Westminster Review, which is emerged with the Radical. He was indeed successful as a writer. Okay, last but not least, his personal life had some complications. While still married, he had a female close friend, which is Harriet, who is Harriet Taylor. This formed the basis of a major scandal in his life. The two met at 1930, and while working together as writers, they developed a close relationship. 3 years later, Harriet tried to separate from her husband, which was not successful. However, this did not prevent her from relating with John Mill. His wife died in 1849. 2 years later, John Mill and Harriet got married. Harriet helped him in writing most of his books and journal articles. To him was not only a friend and a wife, but he also considered her as an intellectual equal. However, Harriet did not allow him to mention her as a co-writer in his works or books. The death of Harriet in 1858 affected Mill profoundly. After he lost the parliamentary seat, John Mill moved to Aignон, France, where his wife was buried. He spent most of his time writing the book, thus released the subjection of woman in 1869. He died on 8 May 1873. It's all about John Mill. John Stuart Mill. I hope you can take a good value from this story. See you in the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.